What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. I'm gonna try something a little different today though. Die Hard 1 I did a review for Christmas of 2023, and I rewatched Die Hard 2 again for Christmas this year for the second year in a row. And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but what I was wondering is the rest of the Die Hard's a Christmas movie, and I don't believe so. But I believe Die Hard 2 is trying to be Die Hard 1 so hard, but it just isn't. You know, it's Die Hard on a plane rather than Die Hard in a building. And it's still entertaining action film, and Die Hard 2 is pretty good. But what I really want to talk about here today is 1995's Die Hard with Vengeance. And he's got Samuel L. Jackson in there with him. The director from the original Die Hard returns. And it's some years later. I think it's like 88 to 95. So it was 7 years between the original and this third one. And I believe Die Hard 2 came out just 2 years after. And it came out in 90. So it's 5 years since Die Hard 2. 7 since Die Hard 1. But Die Hard with Vengeance might be the most New York movie, right? Like, it shows so much of New York, and they're driving through Central Park, and they're really doing car stunts through the city, and real explosions and subway, right? Like, they show so much of New York City, and I believe Bruce Willis is in his prime at this point, right? Like, he fully knows the character of John McCLANE, and I believe Samuel L. Jackson was also probably in his prime in 95 at this point, and he's so good. Jeremy Irons isn't the best villain, but he is Simon Gruber, Simon Krieg Gruber. Either way, he's Simon Says, and like he's like just a great like start to a movie. It starts with an explosion, then they give a phone call, and he's like, Simon Says, you must find me Detective John McClane and no one else, and he must go do this, right? Like, it starts with like a terrorist saying, this guy must do this or I will explode some shit, and then it's, you must do this or I'll explode a school, and it's kind of like this mystery and scavenger hunt, and you know, he's got to find the guy, right? Like, it's such a good movie. Like, this couldn't be a better movie. And they're not just stuck in a building, you know, they're all over the place. They're running around. They go to New York State, the Yankee Stadium at one point, you know, like, he is all over New York City. And then he ends up, you know, on a boat, you know, they end up together working hard. He's fighting, there's action. I still think Die Hard 1 might be my favorite because it's just the original and it's so good, and it's mostly just Bruce Willis in a building by himself, bleeding and bloody and just being a hero, but he just keeps going over the comms to his guy, Al. It's a real shame that Al isn't in the rest of these movies. He's only in the first one, and then he has a quick call in the second one. But, like, you know, Al, right? Like, Al was the man. But they're not in LA anymore, so they really, why tie him in if they didn't need to, you know? But John McTIERNAN was the director of the first two films. He also did the Predator movie, the original. So, you know, he knows how to do some action, and he really killed it with Die Hard 1 and 3. And so this movie I gave 4.5 out of 5 stars, but instead of doing one by one the rest of the Die Hard movies, I'm going to rank all of the Die Hards here. So you're going to be getting a review for Die Hard with Vengeance and a ranking of all the Die Hard franchises. So here's my ranking. It is coming in at number 1, we have Die Hard with Vengeance, which is just a phenomenal film. Coming in at number 2, we have the original Die Hard, just a close second. Then coming in at number 3, we have Die Hard 2, Die Hard on a Plane, as I call it. Number 4, we have the only PG-13 Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard. This one I had seen on television 8 billion times. It used to play on FX all the time on friggin' repeat. FX has the movies, FX has the Live Free or Die Hard, I promise you. It used to play on like 4th of July all the time because there's like the White House scene. This one's set in more DC, right? So we went LA, then playing in LA, New York, now we're in DC. He comes from like Jersey to DC. I will say, between Bruce Willis and Justin Long, I do like how they interact together, and Timothy Olyphant's a good villain to me. Maggie Q was a great little action villain that, you know, he has to fight at one point. And, you know, there's a decent cast in this. And I enjoyed it as a kid so much more, but just like compared to the other movies, they're just not that good. So I gave Live Free or Die Hard 2.5 out of 5 stars. That comes in at number 4. Live Free to Die Hard brings in his daughter, which is Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which I was like, okay, she's great too. She's married to Ewan McGregor now. She played Hera in Ahsoka. I really like Mary Elizabeth Winstead, so her being his daughter, right? Like, I feel like these movies could have continued on, but now we're at a point into 2024 where Bruce Willis' health has declined, and unfortunately we're never going to get these Die Hard movies ever again. But he did give us one more with A Good Day to Die Hard, where they bring in his son, played by Jai Courtney, who played Captain Boomerang in the Suicide Squad movie. It's not a very good movie, so I gave that last one 2 out of 5 stars, and that comes in at number 5. So just one more time to go through the ranking. Die Hard 3 is number 1. Die Hard 1 is number 2. Die Hard 2 is number 3. Die Hard 4 comes in at number 4. And Die Hard 5 comes in at number 5. And it's a great franchise. I will say, these movies are very entertaining. The second one, Die Hard 2, I would watch again, but it's not going to be necessarily on my list of like, yeah, this is a great movie that I need to watch for Christmas every year type of thing. I will say Die Hard 2 has Holly in it. So, like, things that they tie in from, like, they all tie into the first movie, because in the third movie, they're talking about how he killed Hans Gruber in the Nakatomi Plaza, and Jeremy Irons is his younger brother, right? So it's like a vengeance story. That's where the vengeance comes in. He wants revenge. But, you know, it doesn't bring in Holly, other than he calls her at the end of the third movie, right? So really, to me, Die Hard was a trilogy, because then the fourth movie and the fifth movie, they talk, oh, how's Holly? How's your daughter? Right? Like, and they show the daughter in the fourth movie, but they never show Holly. They never show the son. They just mention him. So then the fourth and the fifth movie, they show the son, but they mention the daughter. They don't show her. They don't talk about Holly. I was like, after all these movies, he didn't want to get back together with Holly Gennaro, like, or Holly McCLANE. Like, after the first movie, I thought she would have stuck with him at least, right? Like, come on. But yeah, long story short, Die Hard 3 with Vengeance is by far the best Die Hard. I watched it last night and I was like so enthralled with just how good this movie was, and it made me go finish the Die Hard franchise and watch 4 and 5 in the same evening. So I watched 3 Die Hards yesterday, and the last 2 weren't really worth it, right? They're entertaining, there's some good moments, but not as iconic as Die Hard with Vengeance, right? Like, it is so good. Samuel L. Jackson is his right-hand man. He's doing it with him. They're both trying to get Jeremy Irons, right? Like, it's a good friggin' movie, man. But yeah, that's Die Hard. Die Hard 1 is still phenomenal. Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, 4, 5. Comment below your favorite Die Hards. And if you'd like to message me on my other social medias, talk more Die Hard, talk more movies with me, links down in the description below. Big Cam, pretty much anywhere you can search and find me. Just look for this ugly face or my puppy on my Letterboxd. That's my profile picture on my Letterboxd, my little doggo, Bodie. Shout out Bodie boy. I love my friggin' dog. He's the best thing ever. He's with his mom for a couple weeks, so hopefully I'll get him back soon. But that's today's video. My name is Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. If you'd like to support the channel, the best way to do that is by smashing the like button down below, commenting in the comment section, subscribing if you're new and you haven't already. Hit that bell so you don't miss future videos. Once again, my name is Big Cam, and I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.